Hello there, it's 11 p.m. I'm Douglas Elliott with the headlines. Disruptive Malaysia Airlines passenger charged for bomb threat. Thailand's majority winner Move Forward Party not endorsing airline PHEU Thai's prime ministerial bid, and UNICEF to undertake costing study on raising children with disabilities. All these and more only on TVS Nightline. Good evening. We begin Nightline tonight with this. A 45-year-old man faced charges on Tuesday for allegedly threatening to detonate a plane during a return flight bound for Malaysia from Australia. The Canberra resident named Muhammad Arif was arrested by the Australian police after Malaysia Airlines flight MH122 was forced to turn back mid-flight to Sydney Airport. The arrest occurred nearly 3 hours after the flight's departure on Monday. Police alleged that the accused became disruptive and asserted having explosives on board. He faced charges of making a false statement regarding an aircraft threat and for disobeying safety instructions from the cabin attendant. The airline in a statement mentioned that the flight captain, for safety reasons, opted to return to Sydney due to a passenger-induced disruption mid-flight. Nonetheless, all 194 passengers and 5 crew on board safely touched down at 3:47 p.m. local time. Move Forward Party, the biggest winner in Thailand's general election in May, will not endorse nor vote for its former ally PHEU Thai Party's prime ministerial nominee when the parliament convenes, stating that it is against the will of the people. Move Forward Party's Secretary General said all of the party members of parliament had unanimously approved the decision at a meeting on Tuesday.
MFP, which won 151 seats and made it the biggest winner in the general elections, had failed in its bid to form a government following its plan to amend laws that criminalize royal insult, particularly Article 112 of the Criminal Code or lèse-majesté. PHEU Thai Party, which came second in the May 14th general election with 141 seats, abandoned MFP early this month and is now forming and leading a coalition with 8 other parties, including Bumja Thai Party, a member of the outgoing government, in an attempt to break the political impasse to form a new government. At present, the coalition has a total of 238 seats in the 500-member House of Representatives. PHEU Thai is expected to nominate real estate tycoon Srettha Thavisin as its choice for Prime Minister. The parliament sitting is expected to be held on August 18th or August 22nd.
The United Nations Children's Fund, or UNICEF, has revealed its plan to undertake a comprehensive costing study aimed at assessing the supplementary expenses associated with raising children with disabilities. UNICEF representative to Malaysia, Robert Gass, said the study aims to gauge the financial impact on families and devise ways to provide the necessary support.
The organization views Sarawak as a pioneering region where innovative approaches can be trialed and lessons learned can be applied to other parts of Malaysia and beyond.
We would like to do a costing study to identify sort of what are the additional costs for raising children with disabilities and to understand sort of how that impacts on families' finances and to be able to provide support for that. So there are various different interventions.
Robert applauded Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng's emphasis on investing in early childhood and recognition of its role in shaping future economic prosperity. Additionally, he pointed to the government prioritizing the needs of the aging population and providing security. He also said the state government's focus on early childhood education and leveraging digital transformation aligns with UNICEF's interests.
We have in UNICEF a focus on STEM, on science, technology, engineering, and math, and also want to be sure that it is accessible for all, so that it's accessible for those who are living in rural communities, accessible for those who are in the B40, but also accessible for those who may be facing disabilities and may not be able to access education in the regular way.
He said this after paying a courtesy visit to Abang Johari at Wisma Bapa Malaysia earlier today. According to Robert, the collaboration between UNICEF and 5 different cities and municipalities in Sarawak for the Child Friendly Cities initiative is commendable. This approach underscores the government's commitment to children's rights by integrating them into budgeting and allocation processes across health, nutrition, education, and more. Overall, UNICEF's partnership with Sarawak in advancing child rights across various dimensions exhibits a promising collaboration to drive positive change for children and families in the state.
Sarawak Trade and Tourism Office Status is urging investors to capitalize on the investment opportunities presented by the Sarawak government. Its chairman, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Muhammad Murshidi Abdul Ghani, stated that the government has provided avenue for investors to showcase their products in Singapore.
Jadi sekarang kita dah banyak peminat atau bukan peminat orang yang ingin nak melabur di Sarawak, terutama sekali di Singapura. Premier telah maklumkan kepada kita lah, inilah boleh kita lakukan supaya Singapore investors will come over to Sarawak to look for all these opportunities. So Singaporean yang ready to invest can come.
Morshidi noted that the agency is fully prepared to curate and disseminate information regarding opportunities within Sarawak, particularly in the realms of international trade and agriculture. He expressed his anticipation that these endeavors would attract the interests of Singaporean investors towards Sarawak. He said to the reporters after paying a courtesy visit to the Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg at Wisma Bapa Malaysia earlier today.
Now, Sarawak is set to surpass its target of 3 million visitors arrivals in 2023 by September. Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Sarawak, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, revealed that the state has already recorded more than 2 million visitor arrivals, a 139% increase compared to the previous year.
And out of that, for July, foreigners that come in was 172,363 as compared to July in 2022, which is just 45,659. There's an increase of 277%. Visitors' arrival from January until July. Just now I didn't mention that. For 2022 actually the door is already open last year. The number was 703,891, 2022, January to July. For 2023, the number ballooned up to 2.269, 855. That means 2,269,855. That is until July. I believe by September we will hit the 3 million.
He further explained that among the factors for the increase of tourist arrivals include major events such as the Kuching Food Festival and the Sarawak Regatta, an attraction for international visitors.
The potential for extending the success of the What About Kuching or WAK festival to other regions in Sarawak has garnered attention. Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Sarawak, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah said, given the demonstrated success of previous editions of WAK, the festival also presents a valuable platform for nurturing and showcasing the talents of Sarawakian youth.
Don't just think about Kuching. Maybe you can also consider what about Miri or what about Cebu. But I know hosting an event of this magnitude takes a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of effort, a lot of time. We would love to see more personalities outside there would come forward to us. We want to organize something like this for Cebu. What about Cebu? Or what about Miri? Maybe Dato' Sep can get engaged, can start somewhere in Miri. Yeah. From what about Kuching? We are able to showcase and see that a lot of our youth have got so much of talent. It's just that they need an avenue for them to showcase it, whether it's skateboarding, whether it's what do you call that? That kind of dance, break dancing, reading, theatre, and all that.
In a significant achievement, WAK 2022 played a crucial role in contributing over 34 million ringgit to Sarawak's economy. The festival welcomed around 331,687 visitors from within Kuching, across the region and even internationally, further cementing its significance. This year, the festival will be held in October.
Aaron pet owners who have yet to vaccinate their dogs with anti-rabies vaccinations will now be subjected to a penalty of 1,000 ringgit. Minister for Food Industry, Commodity and Regional Development Sarawak, Dr. Stephen Rundi Utom, stressed that the stern action is necessary due to the severity of the outbreak. As of August this year, Sarawak recorded 13 deaths from 15 rabies cases, with the cumulative cases since 2017 now stands at 70 cases.
And those dog owners must vaccinate their dog. I have no choice. If we found that you have a dog not vaccinated, not licensed properly, we have to give compound, minimum 1,000. Or any dog bite, we found that dog is a rabid dog, belongs to whom, then we will take action. Please put in the papers that I take this opportunity to stress this point, because we have been struggling with rabies for many years, 2017.
Since 2017.
Until now. Why are we not able to eliminate? Because we need a full cooperation.
He added owners who let their dogs roam free on the street shall also be liable to a fine not exceeding 2,500 ringgit under Section 37 of the Veterinary Public Health Ordinance 1999, and local authorities may seize and impound any dogs which are unleashed in accordance with the local authorities' Dog Licensing and Control Bylaws 2018. Dr. Rundi said since 2017 also, Sarawak has declared a total of 73 rabies-infected areas, with a recent one in Marudi following confirmed rabies-positive cases on August 2nd.
Expertly curated Sarawak Sovereign Wealth Fund Board of Guardians holds promise for sustainable investments. The recently assembled 9-member, comprising eminent figures and financial industry experts, exhibit the capacity to safeguard and bolster Sarawak's future interests through prudent investment. Chairman of the Malaysian Business Angel Network Sarawak Chapter, Dato' Patrick Liu, said the lineup, under the leadership of former Federal Court Judge Tan Sri Dato' Sri Panglima Sulong Mat Jerai, is poised to guide Sarawak towards significant growth in the forthcoming years.
And these are very good appointments, and I'm highly impressed for the YAB appointing this credential of this high credentials professional to managing this one. And we can rest assured that this will be properly managed and professionally managed.
Patrick deemed the establishment of the Sarawak Sovereign Wealth Future Fund as a key driver to enhance state revenue, especially after its impressive 2022 income results, which generated revenue surpassing 12 billion ringgit.
We set up this fund. I think that will help us even generate more with the professional, the expertise. So I'm sure it can give us even more revenue eventually for next generation. But currently, maybe immediate next couple of years, we may not immediately see the return. But I think this is good for the future for Sarawak, especially managing this kind of the surveillance fund for the future.
Patrick highlighted that the initiative is promising for Sarawak's business sector. And on Monday, Sarawak's Premier, Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, revealed the board of Guardians lineup featuring eminent figures, including Tan Sri Leonard Linggi Juga, Tan Sri Ahmad Nizam Saleh, and Dato' Ian John Low.
Right, we'll be taking a short break. Coming up right after. Man found dead inside locked house in Labuan, and death toll in India's landslide on the rise. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned.
Even though we spoke.
You're watching TVS Nightline. A peaceful neighborhood in Taman Ensu, Labuan transformed into a hive of activities when the lifeless body of a 43-year-old man was found in his own house. Labuan Police Chief Superintendent Muhammad Hamizi Halim said the deceased, identified as Muhammad Faisal Teh and who had a medical history of high blood pressure, is believed to have died approximately 3 days ago. The incident came to light when the victim's brother lodged a police report of a missing person at 11:48 p.m. last night, prompting a swift police investigation. The discovery of the body took place at approximately 4:30 p.m. yesterday by friends of the deceased. Authorities from the local fire and rescue department were called in to assist as the door of the house was locked. Based on initial investigations, police have classified the case as sudden death. In other development, Typhoon Lan, which is expected to hit the Honshu Island in the Wakayama region of Japan, with winds reaching speeds of up to 198 kilometers per hour and heavy rainfall, will not have any impact on Malaysia. Deputy Secretary General of Climate Change Division under the Ministry of Natural Resources, Environment and Climate Change, Shahrudin Yusof, said that due to the current position of Typhoon Lan moving northward and being close to Japan's Ogasawara Islands, it is considered too distant from Malaysia to have any effects.
Pusingan-pusingan taufan, ribut ni dia ada berkala lah. Angin-angin ni dia akan berpusing, dia akan berlaku di mana kekuatannya bermula daripada lautan dan dia akan naiklah berpusing. Tapi dia akan lemah di satu tempat lah, di mana punca dia akan tak ada apa-apa lah. Itu Malaysia takkan dapat jumpa benda-benda yang taufan yang lebih kuat lah.
Earlier, Japanese authorities issued instructions to the country's residents to be prepared for another impending natural disaster in the near future. According to the Japan Meteorological Agency, Typhoon Lan is set to hit the Honshu Island, with some areas predicted to experience brief showers before heavy rain persists. Typhoon Lan is forecasted to make landfall on the Key Peninsula as the country's residents prepare to return to their respective hometowns to celebrate Obon this week. In light of this, local broadcasters are advising viewers to alter their planned travel routes. Meanwhile, rail service operators and airlines have been given early notices regarding the possibility of flight cancellations and delays until the end of the typhoon.
Malaysia is poised to achieve a developed country status similar to that of South Korea within the next 5 to 8 years, backed by abundant natural and energy resources fueling the Madani economy. Think Tank Emir Research CEO Dato' Rais Hussein asserts that Malaysia's potential to emulate the Republic country's innovative strategies, high income opportunities and technological advancements to drive its development agenda.
He also pointed out that Malaysia's government is prioritizing a balance between economic development, social support for the underprivileged, and supporting micro, small, and medium entrepreneurs simultaneously. Rais highlighted that the present government has strongly focused on practical solution to elevate citizens' quality of life, including raising workers' salaries. Thus, Rais conveyed confidence that through resolute political determination, prudent financial stewardship, and ethical governance, the Madani economy vision can be achieved, enabling the nation to attain its ambition.
The Ministry of Health MOH has granted approval for 359 appeals regarding the placement transfers of medical officers nationwide thus far. Its Minister, Dr. Zaliha Mustafa, announced that the remaining number of applications will be further refined based on appeal merit and vacancies within the requested placement areas.
Satu, dia ada merit. Yang kedua, mungkin penempatan yang mereka minta itu ada kekosongan dan kita akan cuba assist lah ataupun facilitate lah kepada permintaan tersebut. Tetapi maksudnya kita ada pause kejap lah untuk memastikan mereka buat kerja dahulu dan sebab perkhidmatan kena diteruskan.
She said this to reporters after the launching ceremony of the National Regulatory Conference 2023, NRC 2023, organized by the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Division, NPRA, and the Malaysian Pharmaceutical Society, MPS. Previously in July, Dr. Zaliha disclosed that MOH received 1,834 appeals for the medical staff placement transfers.
The search of landslide survivors in India continued on Tuesday as the death toll now reached to 65 people, which includes 11 people who died in the collapse of popular temple of Shimla. Days of heavy downpours have also washed away vehicles, demolished buildings and destroyed bridges in the Himalayas. The death toll is expected to rise further, with 20 people still missing as rescuers are digging through the rubbles. Unusually heavy rain and melting glaciers have brought deadly flash floods to the mountainous regions of India and neighboring Pakistan and Nepal over the past year or two, with government officials increasingly blaming climate change. Heavy rain is forecast to continue until Wednesday in parts of Himachal Pradesh and the neighboring Uttarakhand. Meanwhile, rescue teams in northern Myanmar have recovered at least 22 bodies following a huge landslide at the weekend near a jade mine. According to local media, there were at least 42 people declared missing, many of whom are scavengers searching for small pieces of jade.
The accident occurred on Sunday in Kachin State, where a giant heap of excavated earth and rubble collapsed, dragging people into a nearby lake. More than 100 people were involved in the effort to find the victims. Rescuers said the non-stop rain and wet ground have made rescue efforts difficult. The site is known for its abundant jade resources and for being some of Asia's worst mining disasters, including one in 2020 that killed at least 170 scavengers. Myanmar produces about 90% of the world's jade, with China being a major buyer. The industry is worth billions of dollars each year to Myanmar's ruling military and its business allies, according to activists.
Nearly 900 flights in Japan were cancelled and 240,000 people were ordered to seek refuge as Typhoon Lan made landfall, cutting off power to tens of thousands of homes. Japan's Fire and Disaster Management Agency has also issued flood and landslide warnings and set up evacuation centers in safe buildings and high ground for residents across 11 prefectures.
Typhoon Lan, approaching via the Pacific Ocean, hit the southern tip of Wakayama Prefecture, approximately 400 kilometers southwest of Tokyo, hitting much of central and western Japan with heavy rains and powerful winds. The extreme weather has also forced the closure of some roads and the suspension of dozens of train services, with power outage have struck almost 90,000 households in its path. The typhoon has sustained winds of 150 kilometers per hour and was moving northwest across the west of the main island of Honshu at the speed of 15 kilometers per hour. Japan's weather agency forecasted that the typhoon will reach the Sea of Japan by early Wednesday and continues to move northward.
A wonderful creative blend of artistry and culinary has taken over the art scene in New York, as Felt's Bagels Bakery, which is an all-felt bagel shop, has captured the hearts of both art enthusiasts and foodies alike. The artist, Lucy Sparrow, stated that Felt resonates with most people as it is very much about nostalgia, invoking a strong feeling to the point that it is irresistible.
Felt really resonates with people because it's very much about nostalgia. It transports you into a place where, you know, when you're a kid, where things were much more comforting, it was a lot more easygoing. And also, the prices of my work are so accessible that it means that you can start a collection. It doesn't take it away from the fact that it's fine art. It just means that, you know, anybody can come in, whether they usually go to art galleries or not. It's very approachable and it's very fun, and nostalgia is such a strong feeling within my work that it's irresistible.
She also mentioned that while brainstorming ideas for the New York show, concept came to mind right away was bagels, being the quintessentially representation of the city. Inside the bakery, bins are filled with felt replicas of bagels, croissants, and challah that look so realistic, customers could be tempted to eat them.
The creativity and the artistry of this shop is beyond impressive. You walk in as though you're walking into a real shop with real bagels, with real cookies, with real pastries, with real candy, with salads, real coffee. And you walk up to them thinking they're actually the real thing. You know, can I order a cup of coffee? But it's all felt. It's all made out of felt. It's beyond amazing. And the artistry, like I said, it's happy. You walk in here and the colors, they're vibrant and they draw you in.
Each piece is handmade and the art installation took the artist 8 months to complete. The bakery is the latest addition to Sparrow's portfolio of exhibition made of felt. From previously crafted the interiors of a pharmacy, a supermarket, and a convenience store from the material.
And that's TVS Nightline for the hour. I'm Zil Salih. Thank you for watching and have a good night.